we talked about ESG. And one of the things that you said in your speech during our panel, you said 2-3 years ago, if you would talk about ESG, you couldn't even fill a men's room.
Yeah.
And now this is the hot button topic across the United States. Take me back to the beginning of when you first realized what a threat ESG is. Where did you hear about this? When did you realize that this is what could subvert us from within?
Well, it really started in the summer of 2020 when a guy named Orrin Cass, who I knew from the Romney campaign, he started a company called, or a think tank called American Compass. And he kind of drifted a little more to the left than me. You know, he's sort of left to center, and I'm sort of center or right of center. And and he said, would you debate that there was a professor who was well known in the woke capitalism side of things. Would you debate this professor? And I said, really? I mean, I'll debate him, but this is like made up, right? I mean, woke capitalism.
ESG being made up.
No, woke capitalism.
Oh,
it's just kind of made up. He said, because the Business Roundtable had come out with this, they're no longer going to be focused on investor returns. They're now going to invest they're not going to focus on stakeholders, their customers, their employees, their suppliers, and their communities. And I said, but that's ridiculous. Those are the things you have to focus on to make a profit. What idiot CEO doesn't focus on his customers? And if you don't focus on your employees, they go away. They're your most valuable commodity. And if you don't focus on your suppliers, they supply everybody else. They don't supply you. In a pandemic, that could be a problem. And you have to be well-liked in your community. So I said, what they're saying is that they won't focus on investor returns. They'll just focus on everything that creates investor returns. And I said, this isn't for real. And he said, no, it's for real. Would you debate this guy? And I said, okay. So I debated him. And after we went back and forth, it's pandemic, so we're doing this online. We went back and forth. And after this was over, I said, they really are serious about this. This isn't pretend. Like, where is this coming from? And so I dug into it, and I finally learned after looking at this for a long time that, in my opinion, this stakeholder capitalism, woke capitalism thing was just a reaction to these huge financial firms like BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard pressuring businesses to adopt leftist policies. And to avoid criticism from these financial institutions, they came up with this really ridiculous, stakeholder capitalism, woke capitalism. It makes no sense.